Hey friends, welcome back to Watavue Mountain. You guessed it, you hear that echo. We're back at the mountain today. Absolutely blessed. We're honored to have you along with us on this journey as we're making progress here at the mini cabin. So today, you guessed it, we got to figure out where we want all these electrical outlets and put these boxes. So we've done a couple already, but we got a few more to do. So grab yourself something to drink and come along with us and let's get to busy. Okay, so like I said, we've already installed some of those boxes, but we're going to keep installing some more. Where we're at right now, this is the drain for the kitchen sink. So standard countertop height's 36 inches. We want it to be somewhere between that. I think that's 18 inches between 36 inch countertop and the bottom of the upper cabinets, if we even do upper cabinets here. So everything that I read and saw says just go with 48 inches to the top of your box. So again, with these boxes, right, they got these little nubs on the side. That tells you where to stop. So that's, I think that's a ½ inch, just for whether you're doing drywall or whatever kind of finishing material you're doing. So you just slide that back. I've already measured this to 48 inches because I just had to go around and check everything. So I'm gonna get that there. Get my little nubs lined up. Can you come around and see that? I don't know if you can see from there.
Yeah, it's kind of dark. Okay, that's better.
So you got my little nubs lined up with the 2x4, and then there you go. Now we're ready to go. And you'll just punch these punch outs in the back whenever we run that wire coming up. So can't do it with my finger, I'm not strong enough, but you'll see it. So let me get the rest of these installed, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about our wire plan, where we're gonna run our home runs. All right, so quick and easy way for me to figure out where to put these boxes for the outlets or the plugs, whatever you wanna call them, was about 14 inches. So I measured it off, and then I came over, I put my hammer down, so the hammer plus my thumb is about 14 inches. So you could put it wherever, you could put it right at the top of the hammer if you want to. Just pick something so that you make your boxes uniform throughout the building. So that's what we did, just a hammer and a thumb, and they're all right at about 14 inches. So that's how we set the boxes. All right, and so then for switches, so here we are in the bathroom. You can see this is at 48 inches to the top of the box. So just like we did in the kitchen with those outlets, we did these 48 inches. It feels comfortable there. And then here's where that sink is gonna be in the bathroom. So we put in one plug here. Same thing, just kind of kept it consistent, 48 inches to the top. So you see I went around, I went and measured it, and then that way when I come back to put the boxes in, we're good to go. And then the same thing, switch on the west side, 48 inches to that box. And then, like I said, the two in the kitchen, 48 inches to the top, 48 inches to the top. And then down here, we're gonna eventually put in a box for a fridge. I don't know if we're gonna do a big fridge, a little fridge, what kind of fridge we're gonna do, but we're gonna do a fridge there. In this corner where all this wood and stuff is, that's gonna be where the wood burning stove is. And then here on the east side, you see we don't have the deck yet, but two double boxes, one to control all the outside stuff and one to control all the inside stuff. So that these will be three-way switches that go up to the fan that we eventually put in. So, and I'm not gonna wire that in today because I still have to come in and I have to do some bracing. Can't think of what it's called, but you'll see the video whenever we put it out. But I'm going to do some cross bracing at the top of the rafters there to give it a little more structural stability, and so we can run a light, kind of like a rope light kind of thing. So we have some kind of offsetting light up there. So we'll do that at a later date though. So now let's see how we're going to run these wires. Okay, so here we are right underneath the panel. Now we're gonna, like I said, run all these wires down underneath the cabin, and we're gonna have to run 5 different circuits. So we have one for the west wall, one for the bathroom, one for the water heater, one for the east wall, and then one for all the back deck lights. So we're gonna do 5. So I gotta drill 5 holes here. And ideally, now I know we're probably not gonna finish this with anything fancy, but just in case, anywhere else that I come through, where I'll come through all these other, where all these other boxes are, I wanna make sure that I'm in the center of that board, right? So we're 3.5 inches, right? We've talked about this before. 2x4 is not a 2x4. It's only 3.5 inches, right? So I need to make sure that I try to find the center of that 1 3/4. And I'll just kind of put a little mark there and mark there, just so I kind of get an idea. And then that way I'm protecting myself later when I come and I install whatever, whether we do boards or we do drywall or whatever, those drywall screws aren't going to penetrate through there. So keep that in mind when you're doing that. And we're using a 5/8 inch drill bit. You could use a 3/4. You could, I read one place that said you could use a 1 inch if you want to and run 2 wires through the 1 inch. But we have this nice long 5/8, so that's what we're going to go with. So let's get these drilled out real quick. What's wrong with this picture?
Uh-oh.
Yep. That's the way it goes sometimes. Let me climb underneath and see. It felt like it went through. I think I got 5 good holes. So let me climb underneath and see if I can find the end of that drill bit. Well, that explains why this snapped off. So what we're going to do here, as you can see, this is the rim joist that's holding up the cabin. So the damage is done. So we're going to go ahead and run these wires through here. And then once we're finished, I'm going to come back and I'm going to scab another 6x6 over top of this just to keep this thing reinforced. So I'll attach it to that 6x6 post. This is a 2x6, not a 6x6. And then I'll run it all the way down to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. But I guess keep that in mind too. If you're doing this kind of structure, you might actually have to come out a little bit in order to avoid doing what we did here. So now let's run some wire. So now that we have the holes drilled, what we're going to do, just to make life easier, I'm going to crawl underneath the cabin, and then Sean is going to feed these through the holes, and then I'm going to pull from below. Then I'll crawl underneath the cabin to get to the destination where we're going, and then I'll put it up through the holes that we've drilled at all the other locations, and then she'll pull it up through those holes. Then we'll come and we'll make sure we cut a sufficient amount that we can get anywhere in the breaker box that we need, and we can get plenty of slack on all the plugs. So let me run around outside. Something to make your life a little easier. You see we got the ladder. We just threw a 2x4 here. She can just spin this 250 feet of wire to make it a little easier instead of having it in a big coil. You don't have to do it. You can just feed it off the coil and set it down there, but we're going to give this a try and see how it works. So let me climb down there and let her start pushing it down.
Does it matter which one it goes down? Which hole?
No. Whichever one you pick first, baby.
Well, let's go with the first hole. Why not? Hole number 1. Okay. Lord, don't let this ladder tip over on me. Is it down?
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. I told y'all. This isn't working.
Huh?
Hold on.
How about you just stand there and I'm pull it and I'll pull it?
Yeah, because, yeah. Okay, now it's no, still not working. What the hay bale's going on right here? I think we have it the wrong way. You need more?
Yep. Going.
Okay. Okay, well this isn't working, so I'm having to, I don't know what I'm having to do actually.
Keep coming. There you go. All right, now come to the door.
Okay, all right, now he's pulling it up through the bottom so we can, whoa, get it up here toward the switch. About a foot past the switch?
Yeah, about a foot past that block.
I don't know what a foot is. Okay, that looks good.
Okay.
I think.
So Sean just pulled that wire up right here for the bathroom, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna use these staples, wire securing staples. I'm just gonna do this one to start, just so when we work with that, this wire, I'm not pulling it too much one way or the other, and I'm not dislodging it. So these wire staples are pretty simple. I mean, you literally put the wire over it, and then you get it secure. That's it. You don't want it over tightened. If that's squishing down or it's putting a whole ton of tension on there, that's not the goal. The goal is just to have it up out of the way and secure just like that. So I'm gonna put a couple just here and there for now, and then like I said, I'll come back. I'll come back and I'll secure it on every single floor joist so that it stays up out of the way and I don't have to worry about snagging on it later. So let's head back inside and see what we're gonna do there. All right, so now I'm just gonna punch this tab out, feed this up through. So we got a good 6-8 inches there. Then I'm just gonna roll this up and tuck it in the box, so it just stays out of the way. I know that's done. We're good with where that's at. And then that tab in the back will help hold that wire too. Now I'll have to come back and I'll have to just put some staples on these, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go to the panel box and see what we're gonna do on that end of this wire. Okay, so now we're back at the box. We still haven't cut this line. This is the line that she just fed me. I'm gonna pull this up, make sure I got most of the slack out there, because I don't want, I don't want to waste wire, and there's no need to have a bunch of slack in the wire. So then I'm gonna come up just to above the panel box. Now, do I have to go this far? No, but I wanna make sure I have enough space, right? I know I could just put this one in this first space, so I could really cut it here, but I just want to make sure that I have enough space. So I'm gonna cut there. So I got my wire cutters. Well, maybe. There we go. And then I'm gonna mark this bath. And then I'm going to mark it further down here, bath. Just so I know who's who and what's what, because eventually this is going to come off. This sheathing will come off. But I just want to make sure that now I know this line is going to the bath. I know this isn't going to get peeled off, and I'll know forever that this is going to the bathroom. And now you see that's in there. I might have cut it a little shorter than I wanted, but that's okay. Like I said, we can wire that in there later. Let's get the rest of these done, and then we're gonna do a whole nother video on how to wire this up. So let's keep running the lines. All the wire run for everything we're gonna try to accomplish today. I still have to come back, like I said, and we'll do later the 14-3 wire for the roof for that light. And then also I still have to finish the wiring for the outside lights. We just haven't decided where we want them yet. Everything's gonna be open for a little while. We don't have power anyhow, so we're just gonna go ahead and start wiring in some receptacles. There you go. I think we're gonna call it a day right there. We're gonna just call this, I guess, roughing in the wire. Yeah, we'll kind of see where it goes from here. I think tomorrow we'll probably get started on switches, because it's a little trickier when you're trying to do switches, three-way switches, a switch to an outlet. It gets a little trickier, so I think we're just gonna make that a whole nother video. And then stay tuned for the video of us wiring the panel box too. So because again, that's some detailed stuff there, and I don't want to just jam it all into one video. So thanks for coming, thanks for checking us out. We're one step closer. We're so close to getting this thing spray foamed and being able to occupy it. I can barely stand it. So thanks for coming along with us. Thanks. We're truly blessed, and we're blessed to have you along on this journey with us. And we couldn't be more grateful because God is good. So thanks for coming. Thanks for checking us out. As always, if you like what we're doing here, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon so you know when we post new content. And then, of course, look up this way. We're going to post another video up there. Who knows? I just let YouTube pick it, so who knows what it's going to be. But enough of me rambling. Thanks for coming. Until next time, be safe.